this little number who's starring in the remake of, because you know they have no new movies over at Disney, it's just a remake, starring in Snow White, Rachel Zegler. So we learned over the weekend that actually those comments that she made, those really grotesque comments saying that basically Trump supporters should never know peace, and there were a few too many F-bombs along the way, well, that actually almost got her fired. So reports are coming out now that Disney executives were actually very, very concerned, which is why, what did she do? Oh, she came out and she apologized on Friday because, you know, this wasn't playing in Peoria so well. Take a look. Did you see that little video? That was something. That was a video of Rachel Zegler from just a couple of weeks ago at her play there in New York City. And there she is signing autographs, complete with the mask. Because, you know, you got to wear a mask. This is like 2 weeks ago. A mask? Really? To sign autographs? I mean, the people still wearing masks? I'm sorry, I'm over it. And this little girl, this little Rachel Zegler, the little ingenue, she got Gina Carano allegedly fired from Disney because, you know, she made such a stink about Gina not putting up her pronouns on Twitter way back when. I covered this story. Let's take a walk down memory lane. What was this, about a year and a half ago or so? Take a peek.
Hashtag trans rights, and I wouldn't put my pronouns in. Like, they kept on it pressuring, and finally I just said, I'm not doing this.
So she wouldn't put her pronouns on her Twitter account, and she got fired? Listen, Elon Musk has already said anybody that wants to come forward with these kinds of issues that has been fired, if you've been fired unfairly, unjustly, because you wouldn't subscribe to a certain, you know, ideology that they want you to have, then he's your guy. All right, he's your guy. And so now Gina has announced that she is filing suit against the Disney Corporation. And she's got Elon's backing. So I think this is going to be kind of entertaining to watch. Yeah, and it's still pretty entertaining to watch, right? Because she wouldn't put her pronouns. Disney got rid of her. And then Elon said, and Elon's taken on a whole other presence. We're going to get to that in a second. But Elon had her back. Gina Carano didn't put her pronouns. She did something bibbidi bobbidi boop or something like that. It was actually pretty funny. And Rachel Zegler went nuts. Gina's career was over. She was excommunicated. She was canceled. And Elon said, well, wait a second, like, you can't be fired for your political beliefs. She actually said at the time, you heard her, she didn't really even understand what it was. What's fascinating is we learned just the other day that AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, has taken down her pronouns from Twitter. Imagine that. Because, well, it's kind of like Joe and Mika going hat in hand to Mar-a-Lago, begging for forgiveness. It's like they see the handwriting on the wall, and you know what they know? They know that they lost a lot of people with that insanity. I mean, Hispanics alone, right? You know, Latinx, give me a break. What, are we going to remake the entire language? You know that there's like masculine and feminine nouns in Spanish and Italian and French and Latin. I mean, these people are so far up, but they're finally coming to their senses because they were forced to. They were forced to. As for Rachel, she was forced to. I don't believe any of it. I don't believe it. I don't believe she's sorry. I believe she is who she is. And she's a very arrogant little girl who's arrogant enough to just, and young enough, I guess, to not even value normal things like love and family, which is why she hates Snow White as a character to begin with. Don't ask me why they got an actress who doesn't like the storyline of Snow White and doesn't believe in love, etc., to actually play Snow White, but that's their problem. Disney's continually having problems. Disney shares recovering a little bit, but you know what? It's hard to go wrong these days. I'll tell you got to be careful, though. Careful where you put your money. I mean, Disney was, what, $200? Now it's down around 100 and change. Go to investinmaga.com. We've got a free guide for you. Rob and I worked really, really hard on this. Also, if you go to 76 Research, sign up. There's a lot of content. A lot of content that's just for free. We have a whole thing on taxes and year-end, et cetera. Just how you should be thinking about your investments in this environment, because a lot is happening and a lot is changing.